impact on consumer sentiment and retail spending. The market has been frozen for about a week, said Plantan Moukoukoussis, economist at EFG Eurobank. As this is creating an atmosphere which is not good for tourism in the long term, foreign tourists' perception of safety in Greece is definitely affected negatively in a difficult period for tourism due to the global crisis. And finally, for our last story, Aon has warned that the Irish pork recall is a reminder of the need to have the right kind of insurance in place in the event of a product recall. David Palmer, Director of Product Recall at Aon, said, "A product recall of this type can be wide-reaching, as the initial contamination of carcinogens has taken place at the base of the food chain and is working its way up from animal feed and livestock to consumer meat goods. This will cause a massive headache for those affected by the withdrawals which have taken place in one of the busiest periods of the year. Manufacturers recalling their products will only be covered by insurance if they have specifically purchased government recall endorsement coverage, which is designed to cover for cases where the government or the Food Standards Agency issue recall warnings. Carcinogenic contamination tends to be an exclusion in standard wordings, so it demonstrates the need to have the right type of insurance cover in place. Companies in the supply chain are advised to check their insurance policies to understand how they will be exposed to a cost of the claim." John Bell, head of claims for Aon's commercial insurance team, added, "The latest food scare around contaminated pork products from sources in Northern Ireland highlights the need for comprehensive risk management, particularly in the labeling and tracing of products. Suppliers, wholesalers, retailers, and food processors must identify how the recall of potentially contaminated products could affect not only their sales, but also the potential liabilities for subsequent illness or disease. A robust recall process and audit processes are essential if further mishaps are to be avoided, both in terms of mitigation and recovery of lost sales. There is also the damage of reputation that could terminally damage affected businesses." I guess this is something to take heed of given the recent bout of recalls. We have lead in children's toys, contaminated melamine in milk and other dairy-based products. So I suggest risk managers take heed of this. Anyway, this is the end of our broadcast. We will be back again tomorrow at our usual broadcast time with Frank Fortunato. Until then, thank you for watching and have a good day.